starting.
Right.
Looks like YouTube bus first today. And bang 'em. Now
YouTubers.
FB should be on now
Mm-hmm.
with 0 viewers.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
So I'm gonna give it a second. Let me play this. I wonder what it look like when you play this. Oh, there you go. Look at that.
On the book. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Chat live.
All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Chat originating from third-party platforms only appear while live. Duh. Users.
Duh. Duh.
So what I'm doing, right? I'm using the system that we actually use. I've never used it to see to monitor the chat. So
Okay.
I want to see if it works. I mean, so much stuff we haven't done, Quest. Oh, hey y'all. I guess we should be talking to you. You're so rude, man. Always come
Yeah, I
on
didn't even know
talking
they
to
started popping
like
in
they not
already.
there, Quest.
They just come popping in. I ain't mad. I ain't mad. I see all the family popping in. Ayana, what's up, girly? Frenchie, Isaiah. You know what I'm saying? They all popping in. They all popping in. Let me go ahead
Okay.
and
So
do.
somebody do me a favor and type hello or something. I want to
Oh,
see what happens. I'll type hello.
Oh, you don't see him?
Well, I told you I'm trying something new.
Oh.
I want to see if it's reliable. Like did you see me say hello, Quest?
Yeah, I did. No, that's not you. That is Frenchie.
Frenchie. I guess this does not do what I thought it did. That's cool.
Frenchie.
Now is not the time for testing.
Yeah.
This is not the time.
Yeah, this ain't the time. Yeah.
Guess I should check YouTube now.
Make sure we good money.
I mean, I think we're on. Yeah, it says we're live. Okay. It says that the stream health is good. Live.
We like good health.
We like good health.
Yeah, we like good health. Yeah.
Okay, then.
For those who are just coming in, as D would normally say, we just letting y'all into the background stuff that we do before we jump the podcast off. You know what I'm saying? It's indeed an honor, I guess, and a privilege.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, for, you know what I'm saying? Just to have you guys on with us. And so what you say when we sound like we know what we're talking about?
Yes. When we sound like we know what we're talking about, that means that we're live on iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and recording for, iTunes and Google Play Store and
yeah. Tune in and Stitcher and Spreaker and
hey Quest.
Yeah, what's up?
I brought the workhorse back out.
I saw you. And then, you know what I'm saying, she got the little sponge on it. You know what I'm saying?
That SM7B, man. If y'all don't know what it is, you better ask
somebody.
It's like they did such a good job when they made it that all kind of unintended uses have been allocated for it.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's still full price. This joint has been out for decades. Okay, I'm exaggerating a tiny bit. No, I'm not exaggerating, actually.
No doubt.
Anyway, this is what we do when we're getting everything ready, y'all. So you let me know when you're ready. Isaiah gonna type duh.
Because I was like, duh. All right, let's get him.
Yeah. Tony Fontana, what up? All right. So you said we can go now, Quest?
Oh, you know that we can go.
Okay, so I'm going to click the live button. So quiet on the set. Peace, y'all. Hey, yo, Quest, it's time to give the people something, man. What are we talking about today?
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. I am your host with the most, Quest, alongside my co-host, you feel me? My man, my man, L. David Harris.
What up? What up? Oh, wait a minute. What up? How you doing, man?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Yo, Quest.
Yes, indeed. Yep.
Guess what?
What?
Class is in the session.
Yeah, as it should be. Yep. Shouts out to everybody, man, who is listening in. As always, the loyal listeners to the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. A lot to discuss today. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we got some stuff, some information that will allow you to think differently about the marriage, D. And I'm just so thankful, man, that, you know what I'm saying, the creator has allowed us to be able to do what we love the most, man, and talk about this thing called marriage.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. How you living, though?
I'm chilling, man. I'm here, man. I'm happy to be around, and happy to be doing what we do, bro. Because there are a lot of people who are depending on the time that we all invest together. So I'm excited about it, man, because it's a trust. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a trust.
Absolutely. Shouts out to everybody who is back. You know what I'm saying? From what I understand, this past weekend was Oakwood Alumni Weekend. Shouts out to Oakwood University. You know what I'm saying? Another year that they've had a wonderful homecoming. You know what I'm saying? It's always a good time to go down there. I pick and choose which year I want to go down. I got too much on my plate right now to go down. But every time that I do go, man, I get to hook up. Oh yeah, no doubt. I always get to go down and hook up with people that I haven't seen in a long time. Also, shouts out to my man Rasta Roots. Shouts out to my man Jerobi. My man Tip. Shouts out to my man Consequence. R.I.P. To my man Fife. This, kind of sad that he wasn't alive to see, but they, had a nice little sweet merger with them and Vans, and Vans is release. Actually, it's tomorrow. They're releasing a Tribe Called Quest sneaker. You know what I'm saying? The Vans, for all the brothers who are up on the Vans, you know what I'm saying? The sneakers joints, you know what I'm saying? I like to rock them from time to time. And they are releasing a limited edition tomorrow.
Interesting.
And they got the baby ones. They got the slides, you know what I'm saying? For those who like to rock the slides. And there's about, if I'm not mistaken, about 5 or 6 different variations of the Tribe Called Quest sneaker. They got one that says Bonita Applebaum on it. And then they got the laces, they got all the lyrics on the laces to Can I Kick It? So yeah, shouts out to them, man. And wonderful endeavor.
Word.
Yeah.
Word up. Blessed to the brothers.
Yeah.
Haven't seen any of those dudes in a long time. Yeah, I wish I could have come up when our brother passed and it was a tribute, but
this weekend, if you are in the Atlanta area, for all my peoples who are listening in and those who are on the live broadcast, I'll just share it with you real quick. Bang! You know what I'm saying?
Video. Got it. Boy, that boy sharing screens and all. Okay.
Oh, come on. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Quest is in Lithonia, Georgia this weekend. Shouts out to Pastor Daryl Anderson. For those of you who know Next Level Living, that is Jeremy Anderson. And Daryl Anderson is his father. He is the pastor of First Lithonia Church. And they have a movement called FLY, First Lithonia Youth. And it's an empowerment series that they're doing on the first of every month. And he has asked me to come through. So if you're in the Atlanta area on Saturday, you know what I'm saying? We jumping things off at 11 a.m. The address is 3533 Ragsdale Road. And your boy will be doing the best by the grace and mercy of God, man, just pouring into some youth there. So
Very good.
Yeah,
Very
man.
good. Very, very good.
Yeah, man. Yep.
All right, Quest. Well,
Yep.
let's move forward while you get your good water on. And let me just say this before, because Quest and I had a little conflict, y'all. Just let me just say that it's a little bit distracted right now because I'm seeing the water like he was trying to save my life because like he didn't realize how much of a water fiend I am. And I was like when we were at at the marriage at the marriage tune-up in Northeast Maryland. Like he was like, you can't drink that. And I was like, dude, you know how much water I drink?
Yeah, nah.
He
They tell him what you was trying to drink, though. You was trying to drink pipe water. I'm like, I'm not feeling that. When you know what I'm saying? The Walmart is right up the street. We could go get us a case of water and, you know what I'm saying? Chill. My man, like, I don't know. I know that the pipe water in Jamaica might be a little bit better, but yeah, I seen what was going on in Flint and I just don't drink. That's got to be like my last resort. You know what I'm saying? To drink pipe water.
It must have been love because the dude was really getting heated. Like, they're gonna send you back, and your wife's gonna ask me what happened. And because you're drinking the water, you cannot drink the water. I was like,
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It's all love.
Absolutely not. Yeah, and we were not about to let him drink pipe water, y'all. I was not about to send him back to Simone, you know what I'm saying, with a UTI, like or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
give me a UTI from drinking some water, bro.
Yeah, some pipe water, kid. I don't know.
My goodness.
Kidney stones or whatever else they can cause. I'm not gonna be responsible. Neither will I play a role in any part of that.
Every time dude fell asleep, I got another bottle.
No doubt. I'm trying to send him back healthy the same way he came. You feel me? I'm on Simone's good list, so I'm trying to stay there. Yeah, no doubt.
She already knows.
Indeed. Yes,
all
indeed.
Right. Now that I got them cobwebs out, this program is brought to you by Audible.
Yeah, no doubt.
Get your 30-day free trial and your free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/marriage with more than 180,000 titles from which to choose for your Android, iPhone, Kindle, or MP3 player. And today we are recommending Cherish. And I need that to get up because I can't remember the subtitle. It's a Gary Chapman title, but my phone just froze up. Yeah, but Cherish is the title. That's good enough. Y'all can find it by Gary Chapman. And it's a wonderful audiobook. It's not the only one that you need to download, but it's the one that we're recommending today. And did I say Chapman? Why did I say that, Quest? Gary Thomas. Two different men.
Yeah, two
Same
different
ministry.
Same ministry, but two different men.
Two different men. Gary Thomas, Cherish. The one word that changes everything for your marriage. And if you're listening, Gary Thomas, my fault. It was a mistake.
A mistake, Papa.
Yeah, that's what happens when you go live. We don't have that 5-second delay on this side. So,
yep. Well, real quick, man, let me shots out all. One of the things that we did when we were at that tune-up, D, was there were a number of couples who were thankful in some way, shape, or form because they felt like we were building a community of marriages. And that's what a lot of marriages want. Like, marriage is one of those things where, for the purposes of accountability and just being in the company of other people who understand what marriage life is all about, they just want to be a part of a community. And that's what Breathe University does. One of the things that Breathe University does is we have a community of marriages where we get on a call once every week. And we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the in-between, the indifferent, all the different things. And the things that are challenging, we talk about how we can make adjustments and make the marriages better. So whether you're trying to get your marriage better, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're trying to become a part of a community of marriages, productive marriages, whether you're trying to do personal development, entrepreneur, you're trying to become a better entrepreneur, whatever it is that you're trying to do in terms of just going to the next level, we can provide that. We want you to stop by www.breatheuniversity.com. Why? When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Yes, indeed. So what we talking about today, D?
What more do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, that don't sound like a good tone of voice, though, Quest.
Yeah.
What more do you want, Quest? Because sometimes you know we got to recover from past hurts,
bruh,
pains,
bruh,
and other stuff in our marriages. So,
Bruh, I remember it's funny when you say it, and I'm not making fun because I understand that my man was going through some serious pain at the time. I mean, emotional, saying some other pain, but I just remember Tyrese when he, saying was, putting videos up of, saying just the stuff that was a result of his issues that he was going through with his baby moms. And he was like literally crying and was like, what more do you want from me? You know what I'm saying? Like it was a social media frenzy. And I mean, like they was just like steady, making jokes and cracking up at my man, but just looking at it from a spiritual perspective, I understand that my man was in pain. Like he was in pain.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when, our topic today, when you don't get over your past hurts, you put your spouse in a predicament that's like, yo, what else is there for me to do? What else can I do? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, D.
Yeah, let's give some context to it because I mean,
Yeah, please.
there's one thing when people go through. Okay, so let's just pick I don't know, Bobby and Cindy. Bobby's married to Cindy, right? And Cindy does something evil in the marriage, and it's a relationship breach. Pick a thing. It doesn't matter what it is, but in even both of their minds, it was a relationship breach. And Cindy, over time has learned repentance. She is genuinely sorry. And she has been available to make amends in whatever reasonable way that in a marriage can be expected, But for whatever reason, Bobby, like the dude is off his rockers. And my man is just like dragging her through the mill. I don't know if he's insulting verbally. I don't know if every time she says white, he says purple just to get at her because he's like, but yeah, remember the last time you said white. I didn't remember what the last time. But the last time was like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Right. And so now Bobby's hurt. I almost said something I shouldn't say. Bobby's hurt. But now it looks like Bobby's really hurting himself because Cindy has turned away from the thing that was the relationship breach, whatever it was. She's made herself available. She has observed every reasonable boundary quest. But Bobby still got heat for her. But Bobby won't leave her. Bobby is in the house with her, and Bobby just keeps dragging her.
Yeah.
And so now Cindy, I think appropriately so, is like, what more do you want? Not because Cindy's neck wagging like, come on, dude, get over it. It's not a matter of just get over it. Yeah. It's a matter of now you are charging me for a crime that's already been paid for.
Yeah. I believe, D, that once again, I don't know what it is, but we're back here at this maturity thing all over again. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing that you're talking about, I know at least about I would say about 2 or 3 situations right now that I can pick from to address that. 2 or 3 situations. And what I'm saying is that what is the whole goal of marriage?
That's a good question.
What is the goal? One of the goals that I know of marriage, if not the supreme goal, is to become whole. You know what I'm saying? It's to become whole. People will say, "Oh, marriage should make you happy." Yeah, okay. I believe that before you even get to happiness, I believe that you should be a whole individual. Walking into this thing. There are a lot of broken people who are walking into marriage. And when I say whole, I mean whole. All of us are broken to some degree, right, D? But I'm saying whole enough where you can at least have conversations and further examine the brokenness that remains, and the marriage between you, right, should cause you to reach a higher level of wholeness. And then happiness is a byproduct of you being whole, right? When you're in marriage, and you choose to remain in your brokenness. In other words, the example you just gave, one spouse offended another spouse.
Yes, and it's
right?
legit. It's legit.
It's
as bad as it's as bad as the offended spouse makes it seem.
It's a legit offense, right?
Yeah.
Two things are happening here. Let me just get the easy one out the way. Like, you've been offended by your spouse. You don't think that there were times that you did some offending yourself?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
We gonna go right there, Quest.
No, we can come back to that. I'm just saying.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we have the tendency to play the victim role. Like we the only ones that things happen to in the marriage. Like you ain't never do no offending either. You got this thing where you always pointing the finger. And I'm saying that there should be less more pointing and less fingers and more thumbs.
Pause.
I'm saying less of this and more of this. How long are you going to hold on to the fact that something that you were offended? And it's not something that just happened recently, right? Like you said before, the spouse has apologized. Time has gone by. The spouse has acknowledged the wrong that they played in you being offended. And we said it was legit. I admit it. I'm wrong. I'm sorry, right? And not only am I sorry, I have not gone back to that thing in the last year, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. Right. But every time we have a little spat or something happens, you bring that thing that I apologized for, that I never did back to you, you bring that thing back up again.
You know, it's interesting, Quest. Even when the devil does that, there's no evidence when somebody is forgiven. There's no evidence. I get it. Like, I'm a Bible guy. I get it. There's a very good process called cleansing. But the point is, 2 Bible writers said, blessed are the people to whom God does not impute iniquity, meaning he doesn't hold forgiven sins against us. So whether it's cleansed at the moment, yes or no, the point is it's not according to your charge. It's sealed up. It's sealed. And for those of you who have ever been locked up, or those of you who have ever been in a situation where, the civil government has to seal your file, that even though it technically had happened, as far as everybody is concerned, including you have done your time, you've paid your debt to society or whatever else. And if you happen to be in a situation where they seal a record, it's not held against you. And maybe you've even gotten an expungement, which is a whole nother level. But the point is, the spouse who's still acting the victim, like Quest is saying, that person is trying to pull up something, exhume a body that doesn't exist. Why? Because the offense is already taken care of. It's paid for. It's over. But you want to keep dragging it up. That's a problem. And that's understating it. To say it's a problem
it's indeed a problem. And like I said before, at what point, like, what are you looking for? Are you trying to, like, a lot of the times what we do, you know what I'm saying? Once again, because we broke in, you use this thing because you committed this thing against me. I'll use this thing to keep you in that position. You know why? Because I don't want to deal with what is underlying at the bottom of the relationship. There is usually something there. I'm not just holding you here in this position. Either there's something that needs to be dealt with, or I'm just broken to that extent, right? So let's say that you're not broken to that extent. What you're doing is you're using this thing to hold your spouse in this position, right? In this place. Like you don't want to move them outside of that place to deal with that issue. And so every time that issue comes up and we get closer and closer, here's the thing that I found out though, D. Yeah. I don't care what our situations are, right? And how long we mask our situations from whatever the foundational problem is, or the problem that sits at the root. But what I've understand is that our spirit and our soul longs for truth.
Yeah. Let me drop this in here, man. Hurt people, right? So there are a lot of people. I'm looking at my friends. I have friends here. I'm looking at the feed. I see people who have been sexually abused. I see people who have lost babies. I see people who have been offenders. There are people who are who were offended. And the point I'm going to make here is that with all of this brokenness, when it's unresolved, oftentimes it creates abusers.
Yeah.
And what I mean by it is the person, Bobby in this case, Bobby and Cindy, Bobby in this case, because he had been hurt, past tense.
Yeah.
Now he has taken the role of abuser.
Mm-hmm.
He's now a hypocrite, Quest.
Yep.
Because the same way that he was hurt, he wants to take that hurt and take it up a notch and keep Cindy under the thumb, whether it be financially, emotionally, sexually, any other way with a LY on it. And now he's a hypocrite, but not just a hypocrite. He's actually diminishing her value, because what she did in this case was an oops. It was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And she dealt with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But what he's doing now is oppressing her. Her mistake wasn't oppression.
Oh, come on.
It was an offense. Now he's become an oppressor.
Yeah, I would say, D, that it's doggone along the lines of emotional abuse.
That's what I'm saying, Quest. Yep. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's abuse, B. Yeah, I'm not even. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it the ugly, because it's ugly, man. It's abuse. What I realize is that when you sit, what you don't realize is that John Gottman.
Yeah,
John Gottman. Yeah, and I respect Dr. John Gottman, because Dr. John Gottman, from what I understand, has done the most extensive research in marriage, in couples, in relationship, and he said there's 4 things: contempt, defensiveness, stonewalling. What's the other one? Criticism. To constantly criticize her for something that she's already apologized you for. And what he says is that when you remain in those 4 things, or operate in those 4 things, there's a time that he can put on how long your marriage will last. And he said it won't last long. Yeah. Contempt, criticism, defensiveness, or stonewalling, meaning like, I'm not talking to you. I'm just going to kill you right now with silence. I'm going to give you the silence treatment. You operate in any or more than one of those 4 areas right there, you bound to tear it down. And what I realize is that there are a lot of us operating in those areas as far as our marriage is concerned. Just like you said, you're doing whatever, for whatever reason you're doing it, you're trying to keep them under the thumb. It's abuse. Yeah. And what I've realized is that I know what the truth is as the one who's being held under the thumb, right? And I'm not saying me particular, I'm just saying me in general. From the story. Right. I know that I don't deserve this. Right. I know that my soul is longing for the truth of this matter. And it gets to the point that not only is my soul and my spirit longing for the truth, nothing else will do, D. So unless you deal with the situation and take your thumb up off of me, I'm either going to have a breakdown, or I'm going to lock this up and be like, yo, deuces, I'm out.
Or end up on CNN and not
in a good way. And not in a good way.
And that's what people don't realize, that, relationship breaches of any type are often precipitating factors to a lot of this messy stuff we see in the news of people doing terrible things to each other. And they're like, oh, well, I didn't know that Bobby was like this. I thought Bobby was whatever, upstanding, whatever. We've been on the soccer club together for 15 years and I didn't know. And then Bobby pops and does something completely berserko crazy.
Yo, you remember that show they used to have?
But Bobby was walking around with unresolved issues.
Oh, come on. You remember that show? Remember that show that used to come on TV? I don't know if you've seen it in Jamaica, D. It's a show that used to come on TV here called Snapped.
Negative. Never even heard of it.
It dealt mostly along like marriages and relationships and stuff, or like these gruesome like murders and all of this stuff. And what ended up happening was people reached the boiling point, or the breaking point, if you will.
Yeah,
and
critical mass.
Wow, that's it. And they just started blacking out.
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
It don't take much, bro. And some of us are in relationships right now. And you are committing oppression, as D like to call it. I'm just going to say that you are being abusive, but I believe the two are one and the same. And if you don't like chill out, do some self-assessment, I don't know, praying maybe, but the writing is all on the wall. It's in the way that you converse with one another. It's in the way that you treat one another. It's the way that you avoid direct, because after a while, what I notice in the conversations is that sometimes the questions stop asking the round of the mill questions, and you start asking direct questions now.
Yeah.
And when you start avoiding the direct questions, when you start avoiding the quote unquote real talk, yeah.
So we got 4 minutes left, right? What's the antidote, really? Because there are a lot of people who are roommates right now, Quest, and not good roommates. That's the other thing. That supposedly are married, but you're just roommates. You just kind of tolerate each other for whatever your reasons are. You're in the house together, may not sleep in the same room, right? And worse, you might just do obligatory sexual intercourse because it's like, well, I'm not doing that, and then they go back to their own corners. And it's like, okay, so now what? Like, okay, so you're coexisting, like Ty said.
Can you touch that real quick?
Which that?
If you're sleeping in separate rooms and you put the walls down for a moment to have sex,
we're back to abuse.
And then go back to your corners again. Like, for real, if it's not for the purposes of building intimacy and, like, for real, if you're just trying to get your rocks off, what happens now when a baby comes into the picture?
Well, we're back to oppression again, Quest, because there are whole societies built upon that I almost said principle, but it's not a principle. Whole societies are built upon that kind of oppression that says, I'm going to use you for whatever I can get out of you. And once I'm done, I'm just going to throw you back into your corner until I want to use you again.
True indeed. But now we're making it generational now.
Exactly. So that's what I was asking you before. Now we got a massive problem. What's the antidote? And I don't mean backtracking and trying to change the past, but now that we're in this mess, what do we do, man? Like,
get help, man.
Get help. First thing, third party. We need somebody, and we need something that's not free. Most of the time, the stuff that's free is cool at first, but it expires. So go find somebody who's giving a service that's not normally free. Yeah. I'm saying that. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but go and get a licensed clinical, and in my mind, a clinical person who knows God. And to help y'all work through this.
And I'm saying that before you even go get clinical help for marriage, you yourself need clinical help.
No doubt. And that's a good thing, by the way. Don't as I'm not saying it as a pejorative. Like, listen, that's my field, and I respect it. So get help is a good thing. It's only bad when you're dumb and don't do it. And then you leak it all over other people and wonder why your relationships are breaking up. Well, it's because you won't get help. How about you get help? Go get some help.
But because you know why? We think that if I got to go to a psychologist or a therapist that I'm crazy, and nobody wants to feel like they're crazy. Let me tell you something.
Well, what if you are? I mean, even if you are, like, get help. I'm not saying everybody is. I'm just saying, whatever the need is, that's like saying, I don't want to go to the doctor because my kidneys aren't functioning, because they might think my kidneys aren't functioning.
Until you blow your kidneys out your back. I mean, like, yo, here's the thing. Here's the thing with me, right? And if there's an issue that me and my spouse are dealing with,
true time,
right? And I ain't trying to put my business in the road, but I'm just being 100% like transparent, if you will. If there's a problem that I'm having, D, and I know that I'm in the position that I'm in, and I know that I haven't been able to solve it, like, yo, for real, I need to go and see a therapist to help me work this thing out. Because if I don't fix this here, everybody gonna be jacked up. Why? Because we're a reference point, and I know my marriage ain't only about me. It's about everybody else who watching and saying to themselves, if it don't work for them, it ain't gonna work for me.
Yeah. So that's step one. Of course, we've run out of time. We're not here to solve the problems. We're here to kind of help us think about it. And
stay focused.
Stay focused.
Yeah.
Real quick, before I see Taya dropping stuff in here. It's my
Mm-hmm.
homegirl.
Yeah.
She's talking about how some of the therapists need help, which is true, and she's going to God, and that's true, but not all of them are whatever the negative circumstance is,
Mm-hmm.
and some people don't have the tools to do what you say, and
Yeah.
that's why they need a third party. In the same way, Taya, your book Invasion of Privacy is helpful to somebody that could directly go to God and
To
bypass
God. And that's
bypass the
true.
book.
But not all of them
What am I doing?
are. No, it's me.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
as I was saying, just like invasion of privacy is of value to people and helpful, there are people who have a lot to offer even in the clinical space. So we have to be prayerful about who we find, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But some people just don't have the capacity to do what we know is the ideal, which is go directly to God and let Him talk to us and let Him deal with it. But
And not only that,
third parties are good if
yeah,
they're third parties, no doubt.
some people play base head games with prayer too.
Yeah.
Like just to have the opportunity to say, "Oh, I prayed about it,"
Yeah.
and then you resort to doing the same stuff that you did before. Like, if
Yeah.
that's the case, then what's the use in praying? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, you need help. You need somebody to like walk you through this process, with prayer included. I'm not saying either or. I'm saying and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen some train wrecks of counseling, but I've seen good counseling. So we
Yep.
need the Lord to guide us on all of that. So pardon me, Quest. I just saw it was popping up while we were turning
Nah.
the audio feed.
Yeah, I ain't tripping, man. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, for real, there's a number of people, and like, for real, for people that need counseling, that refuse to go, you lift them up in prayer. You know what I'm saying? Like, because here's the funny thing: you can't force nobody to go. That's the thing.
Right.
And I don't even. Here's the funny thing: I get like I said before, I get nervous when it comes around this stuff. Like, what do you do when you're married and the person that you're with, like, like something's not right here? You know what I'm saying? And like it's progressively getting worse. You know what I'm saying? And that they need to see a counselor. You even yourself have gone to see a therapist, counselor, coach, whatever. And you notice that they're not doing the same thing, like, and they don't want to, like, in those instances, what do you do? And shucks, you know what the general consensus usually is. Like, for real, I ain't, suggesting anybody stay around and deal with abuse. But when when you telling somebody like, yo, I wouldn't stick around, like, you got to be careful of that stuff, because you really got to ask God, like, God, what is your will concerning this situation right here? Because I don't want to be responsible for telling somebody, yo, break out.
Yeah.
And that wasn't His will. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get real nervous around that.
Yeah. I mean, all I can say, before we shout the people out is there are times that we need to be physically safe and emotionally safe. And that means to be geographically in a different spot. That has little or nothing to do with actual divorce. Sometimes you just have to take time, man. Like we say, take time and get it all figured out before somebody gets hurt worse.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So let's shout the people out before we end up doing another
no
program.
doubt, man. Yeah, no doubt, man. This kind of stuff would rile me up, D.
Yeah. The one day I didn't ask you. One day I did not inbox you to say how many more minutes.
Yeah. Yep. Shouts out to Selena, man. Selena Reynolds, man, who checked in. Dawn Aaron, I see you. Garfield. Yep. He said, I remember committing these offenses and couldn't understand why I was doing them. I want to offer this free gift to the captivated. Yep, no doubt.
And come on, Mayad, while you're offering free gifts. Come on, Mayad.
Yeah. Isaiah, shouts out to Isaiah. Yep, Africa. Is it Taya or Tia? I hope I'm
Taya.
Yep.
Yeah.
Taya. Yep. Shouts out. Taka, what's up, girly? Who else is on here? Dawn Aaron. You know what I'm saying? Saw Dawn on here.
Double. She gets the double. DK.
Oh, yep. Yep. DK in the building. Yep.
Yeah, Foundation came in late, but it's
Oh, come
okay.
on, but she here though.
She gets a pass,
But
bro.
she here though.
She gets
Steven
past.
Shears, what's good, brother? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who else?
Constantly making them deposits. Yep.
Isaiah.
Of course, you got Frenchie. You know what I'm saying? You know the usual suspects in the room with us today, man.
Yeah,
Craig, Officer Craig in Philly, he came through. You know what I'm saying? There's a
Them
bunch of people
bulls.
came through today, man. Yes.
Them bulls in blue. Vivette.
Oh, Vivette came through too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
shots out, man. Yeah, we had a
Jose
lot of people
Lopez.
coming through. Yep, no doubt. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
man, we got some post-production to do, brother.
Yes. Yo, Ollie came through, man.
Ollie
Barry.
came through. Yep.
Vicky, Annette Hicks. Like, we got to go way up on the scale here, bro.
Oh man.
Way up.
Oh,
I'm ready to make the transition, Quest, but there's some people. Edson Rupert. What's good?
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
some people from all about, man. All right. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna push pause because we're gonna miss somebody. Lupe.
Yeah.
I said push pause. I didn't say stop.
Oh
right.
man.
I'm gonna stop looking at the screen because I'm gonna go another round. But y'all big up yourselves, you know, when we step
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, D.
Yeah.
What happened to peace?